Hi guys, I am Neha Agrawal. I'm the founder of WiseUp Communications. In this video, I'm going to share with you how you should improve each aspect of communication, be it reading, listening, writing or speaking, and finally how to put all of them together for your interviews. So without further delay, let's get started. The first component you should tackle to improve your English should be reading. To communicate effectively during interviews, you need good vocabulary and a good command over English grammar. And all these things can be improved by reading. So even though it is super cliched, I would recommend that you read the newspaper every day. If you're more of a digital person and you like checking the news over the phone, let me be very frank with you. Reading in shorts is not going to help. Some better news platforms would be Mint, for example, which have detailed articles, and that would help in improving your English. Other than news articles, you can also read books to build a stronghold on English and also prepare for your group discussions and interviews. These books could be fiction books, non-fiction books, self-help books, motivational books. At the end of the day, what is important is that your English should improve, no matter which book you read. If you want a more dedicated vocabulary building source, I would highly recommend the Magoosh app. It is generally used by students preparing for the GRE and planning to study abroad, but I personally feel it can be used by anybody who wants to add more words to the dictionary. So you can try it out as well. Next comes listening. A great way to improve your English communication is just by listening and watching other people speak. My number one recommendation here would be to switch on subtitles whenever you're watching English TV shows or movies. Watching these TV shows helps you learn important parts of speech like voice modulation, pace of speaking, and by reading the subtitles, it improves your English grammar and vocabulary. Apart from this, there are two YouTube channels which I found to be pretty useful. First one is Chet Chat and second one is Urban Fight. Both the speakers have really good command over English and they have some great tips for you to improve your English. So if you're curious and want to learn more, you can definitely check these channels out as well. I've put the links to them in the description below for you. Other than that, you can also listen to podcasts. You can listen to them while you're exercising, running, cooking, or doing anything else. I don't have any specific recommendations, but I feel any good English podcast should help. The next important part of communication is writing. I know you'll be like, what is writing got to do with communicating in an interview? But I feel it's a super important part because it creates a very strong impression about you. If your writing is poor in cold emails or messages, you might not even get a response from the recruiters. Or if your writing is not up to the mark in your resume, you might not even get an interview. So working on your writing skills is extremely critical. Say you read a book. When you finish it, sit down to write a book summary and what you liked about it. This way, not only will you practice your writing skills, but you will never forget what you read in that book. Later, when you go for an interview, it can become a great talking point for you as well. Coming to resumes, I have seen a lot of resumes in my career so far. And what I've noticed is that most people find it challenging to write good sentences about what they have done or achieved in their careers. Some things you can do to make your statements more impactful would be to include statistics in your writing. For example, instead of just saying worked with the team to achieve a particular goal, you could say collaborated with a team of 5 members to achieve that particular goal. Or instead of just saying worked with the company to increase online sales of smartwatches, you could say worked for the company to increase online sales of smartwatches by 15%. Including these statistics not only establishes credibility but makes your statements more powerful. Another thing you should do is focus on the results from your work along with the actions. Most people, when writing their resumes, just focus on what kind of work have they done in the company, but they don't mention what contribution have they made to the company or how their actions helped the company. So including this result component is also equally essential. And finally, coming to speaking skills. I think this is the part that scares everybody the most. A lot of my students have told me in the past that when it comes to writing, they are still able to manage because they have enough time to craft their sentences properly. But when it comes to impromptu speaking, that is where they get nervous. I'll share my personal experience with you. Something that has helped me improve my speaking skills and come out of my introvert shell is when I started speaking to people who did not speak my native language. My native language is Hindi. So when I was in school, I used to speak to all my friends in Hindi, and as a result, my English never improved. It was only later when I went to Bangalore for my undergrad and made friends who did not speak my native language, and later when I went to Singapore and made a lot of friends from different cultures and nationalities, is when my English finally improved. So guys, the only mantra, the only formula to improve English speaking is to start speaking in English. It's just like driving a car. You cannot learn how to drive a car just by watching YouTube videos or learning the techniques. You have to get in the driver's seat and get out on the road to learn driving. Similarly, you need to pluck up that courage, get out there and start speaking. And slowly you will see that your English will improve. If you feel you want to learn properly how to build a strong resume and practice your speaking skills in a group discussion or in an interview, you can join me for my career building workshop. In this workshop, not only will I provide you with training as to how to prepare yourselves properly, but you will also receive personalized feedback from me personally as to how you can improve further. To know more about this workshop, the link is given in the description. And now guys, one thing I want you to remember is that communication skills cannot be improved in a day. Whatever tips I've shared with you today, make it a part of your daily routine. These are things which you can easily assimilate in your day-to-day life, and within a few weeks you will start seeing the improvement. So be patient and keep practicing. And now, thank you so much for watching this video, and I wish you have a great career ahead.